going to look different. It's going to feel different and I believe that.
Brooklyn, New York, and we have a lot of you see me right here, beautiful gems, and this is the owner introducing herself. What's your name?
My name is Sheila Black.
And how did you start? How did you come in to have such magnificent artwork? Look at this vintage piece, guys. You already know I'm looking at this skirt. How did you come up with the idea, as you were saying?
Well, I started my business in 2013.
Right.
When I first started, I actually started selling hosiery.
Okay.
And then from there, Liha came from hosiery. It was Lasting Impressions Hosiery.
What's the name? Liha?
Liha,
okay.
Which is an abbreviation because with the hosiery, I added clothing and accessories, so it became Liha.
Could you spell that, please?
Liha.
Excellent.
From there, I was just telling you that I was vending on 125th Street with just my table.
Right.
But in the winter is where I ran into trouble because it became so cold that I couldn't run my business through the winter. And just thinking about it, how can I survive through the winter? And that's when the idea went off. Why not get a truck? That way I can expand from just having a table to a truck, a mobile boutique, and I'll be able to run my business through the winter.
So how did you, once you had this idea to do that, because like you said, the winters are very brutal, as we know, especially in New York City.
Yeah.
How did you get to the concept of something like this? Because this is no short of a masterpiece, like a little apartment, because they have like the tiny homes and stuff, like people are literally living in their vans. So to come up with such an idea and actually go for it, and how long did it take for you to get something like that off the ground?
Well, what I did, I went and I applied for a Kiva loan, and I raised $10,000 through friends and family and other people who donated to my cause to get the truck. Once I raised that $10,000, I went on truck hunting for a truck, and this truck I brought up in the Bronx, over by Boston Road in the Bronx. And it was just sitting there waiting for me. It literally was just sitting there waiting for me. And I said, oh, I think that's the truck. But I was like, okay, because my first thought I would get like a food delivery truck that already has the door on the side.
Okay, yeah.
But those were too expensive. And when I saw Sunshine, I call her Sunshine.
Yeah.
I said, oh, I think she's the truck, but how am I going to get people inside?
Right.
Now, I already had the idea that I'm going to put a window.
Nice.
And I was speaking to my mentor, and she says to me, well, if you can put a window, why can't you put a door?
Excellent.
So I called my friend, and I'm like, well, do you think you can put a door on the side? And he was like, well, if I can put a window, I don't see why I can't do a door.
Right.
And that's how it all came together. The floors came like this, the wooden floors.
These floors came like this?
They came like this.
Oh my God, these floors are gorgeous.
The ceiling came like this.
Oh my goodness. So you pretty much kind of had a one and done kind of thing.
The shelves and the lighting all came from IKEA.
Okay, so smart. So you just add these for extra lighting, which makes a lot of sense.
And I run my electricity on a solar power generator.
I was just about to ask you, how many do you have? You would say it takes.
I have a large generator, solar generator, and I have two small ones for backup.
Nice. Do you keep them in the roof or?
Because the large one is so large, and I can get through like 3 weeks without charging
Right.
it.
Oh, good.
I don't really need the solar power.
So you have it more for backup.
Right.
Excellent. Excellent. So pimp yourself out. Tell us how we can find you, if whoever is coming to New York or lives in New York, how they can follow you along and your growth, and also come to support. Look at this beautiful handmade bag with
neckties
that
were rescued from a dumpster.
Look at that. Gold.
Like I said, my name is Sheila, and I am the owner of Liha. You can see Liha at the Brooklyn Library on Saturdays, and on Sundays, the truck will be at the Brooklyn Museum. You can shop online at shopliha.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much for taking the time to share. Be sure to check out Liha. Thank you so much. It was really